Good day, everyone. Welcome back to lesson 2 of Gear Up's road signs. So, if lesson 1 taught us about the rules of the road, today we're moving on to something just as important, the warning system. And hopefully, by the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly how to spot danger before it spots you. So, yeah, let's get started. A quick recap before we start. In lesson 1, we covered regulatory signs, which are basically the laws of the road. So, we have 5 key groups, control signs, the red bold non-negotiables. So think of your stop sign, your yield sign. We have command signs, the blue round and assertive ones. They tell you exactly what to do, like the turn left only sign, turn right only sign. Next up, we have prohibition signs. These are the red circles with slashes, like no parking, no entry, no trucks. Restriction signs, we set limits on anything and everything, basically, like speed or using the lanes. Yeah. And then the last one, we have selective restriction signs. So these ones combine rules for specific vehicles. For example, no trucks over 10 tons, or no cars over this height, for example. So yeah, those ones about those that category, is about control and about the law. But today we enter into a softer but also powerful category. So yeah, the road's early warning system. With the recap out of the way, we may now begin with the warning system. So, warning signs exist to alert you as a driver about potential danger ahead. The key formula for this section is that a triangle equals trouble ahead. When you see a red triangle, your reaction should be automatic, to relax on the accelerator, focus on the road, and look ahead for what's coming. So, the first section of the warning system is road layout signs. These are the signs that describe how the shape of the road will soon change. So you can you recognize these signs with red triangles and a black line or a shape showing what's ahead. Here are some examples. A curved black line will show you a sharp bend ahead. A Y-shaped line will show you a fork in the road or a Y junction. A T-shaped line will show you a T junction. So notice something very important about this specific section is that no arrows are used in this sign, and that is because the sign is not telling you which way to go, it is telling you what shape to expect. So how do you respond to these signs? When you see the sign, you slow down, you scan the road ahead, and you adjust your steering. You plan before you get there. Now let's look at direction of movement signs. These signs tell you how the traffic around you is flowing. They use red triangles because, again, triangle equals trouble, or at least caution. Their purpose is to warn you of the changes in traffic patterns. For example, a sign with 2 arrows pointing in the opposite direction, that shows you that there's two-way traffic ahead. That means you must stay on your side of the road. Another example, a sign with 2 arrows merging into one. That means there's traffic joining from one side into the other. These signs are most common near construction zones, rural merges, or highway exits, where the road's direction can change suddenly. These signs prepare your mind for how other drivers might behave. A merging lane means slower vehicles might be joining, so you must keep your following distance and adjust your speed accordingly. In short, you must just stay alert and read the traffic, not just the road. Next up, we have the symbolic warning signs, or what I like to call the picture signs. These are the international language of driving. You don't exactly need words, you just know what's happening because of the picture. So these ones are still red triangles, but instead of lines, they have symbols, little black drawings representing like real world hazards. A few examples: the pedestrian crossing symbol, you'll see usually a person with a child and they're crossing the road. That explains to you that these people are pedestrians walking across the road. Or a bicycle sign in a red triangle that shows you that there might be cyclists on the road, so you must be careful of them. Falling rocks, for example, they will often show a mountain with a few rocks falling off of it. Yeah. So Each of these signs are placed exactly where the danger begins or just before it. Yeah. And these signs do not only apply to you as a driver, but they apply to every road user. Now we get to the hazard marker signs, easily some of the boldest and most important signs on South African roads. These are not shaped like triangles. They're rectangular with black and yellow or sometimes red and white stripes. So their purpose is to warn of a physical hazard or obstruction directly on or next to the roadway. So you usually find them around sharp corners, T-junction ends, bridges edges, yeah, and such. Now here's the part that confuses many learners, the direction of the stripes. The direction of the stripes actually tells you which side to pass on. Stripes sloping down to the left, pass on the left. If the stripes are sloping down on the right, you pass on the right. So you think of them as little arrows. When you see these signs, you slow down and position your car correctly and you steer clear of the hazard. Sometimes the road gives multiple messages at once, and that's when we get warning sign combinations. These appear when two or more warning signs are displayed together, either stacked vertically or placed side by side. And their main purpose is to show you that more than one hazard exists in the same area at the same time. For example, a sharp bend sign above a slippery when wet sign means that the bend is dangerous, especially in rain. A pedestrian sign might appear with a school zone. This means that you must slow down and you must expect school children to be crossing. Yes. When you see combined warning signs, that's your clue to double your awareness. These areas often have a history of accidents, and that's why those signs are placed there. So don't just look at the sign, understand the sign. Remember that the more information a road gives you, the more carefully it expects you to respond. And that brings us to the end of lesson 2 on warning signs. So a quick recap: warning signs don't give orders, they give awareness. A triangle equals trouble and also gives you time to prepare. So content, we started off with road layout signs, which will show you how the road will change. Moving into direction of movement sign, showing you how the traffic flows. Symbolic warning signs, use pictures to warn everyone. No translation needed because there's a picture. Hazard markers protect you from real obstacles. And warning combinations tell you that more than one risk exists. So as you continue to gear up for your learner's test, remember that every triangle, every stripe, every symbol is the road's way of warning you.